Edukans is an international organization that is mainly in education and skills. Some of the programs that Edukans is involved in the country are on skills development. That is really focusing on empowering youth to get employment, and then also, preparing them for relevant skills that are needed in the employment.
We approach quality education through our Star School approach. And in the Star School approach, we consider 5 key elements of quality education. One being the child, the learner. Then secondly, the teacher, who has a very strong influence on the learning results of the children. Then we have the community and the parents that surround the children and the school. Fourthly, the school management, the leadership. And lastly, the school environment.
The first dimension is teaching. How the teachers are doing how they are handling children in class, how they are preparing for it, also their level of teaching. So that is one, and then also the second one is on learning. And the learning dimension mainly focuses on the children. How are the children learning in school? How are the children being supported by the teachers? What they need when they are attending the lessons. And then the third one is on the learning environment, the physical part of the school, where they're looking at the environment, they're looking at the safety of the learners, they're looking at the structures. Fourth one is on the community involvement and participation in the school process. And the fifth one is on the school management. In BEQUIP program, the focus is on quality education. And what we do is from research all over the world, and Africa in particular, we realize that teachers are trained to promote active teaching and learning in their training institutions. But the practice is we find them doing more of teacher-centered, promoting rote learning. So based on that experience, classroom experience, BEQUIP program sought to address that issue by making sure that teachers are letting learners be at the center of learning by doing, making sure that it's not just from the teacher to the pupil, but also giving chance to the pupils to express themselves, to be creative, to be innovative in the way they learn. So this is what the program has been promoting active teaching and learning. And what we do is, the first thing that we did was we went to the schools to get the baseline on what the practice was. So before we started interventions, we took the baseline, saw what was happening, the needs of the teachers, and then together with the TTC heads and also the primary school heads, they selected, from the TTC were 5 tutors, and then from primary school there were 2 teachers plus the head teacher. So that was making 3 teachers per school, and then 5 per TTC. And what we do is, after the baseline, we had the first training. And in the training, the focus is on you build up on what are these components of active teaching and learning that you want to train learners on. For example, having children on task. How do you do as a teacher to ensure that children are not focusing on what you're teaching? How do you involve pupils in what you want them to learn?
We want to move from teaching learners by lecture method to actively involving them in the class. Actually, it has helped us, especially in the college, when we do much in training. The teacher want to teach those kids in the primary schools. We have rolled the program to them, and we have seen the results.
And if, for example, it's the use of local materials, how do you ensure that as a teacher there are local materials in your lessons? And the children are using these teaching and learning aids, and they are manipulating and they are learning out of that. And if it's, for example, group work, how are you going to ensure that every child is involved in the group, and the task and the assignments that you're giving is also equal to the level of the learners, and also will promote learning, not just putting children together and there is no learning that is going on. So we were training them in several aspects of active teaching and learning. And the beauty about this program was we were also taking videos of the teachers in the classroom as they are teaching, during the baseline and also throughout the process of, throughout the program for 3 years. So then teachers also get time to analyze their own way of teaching, so that they just don't really base on what you saw, but they can also see themselves teach. And it was very interesting that we could have a very rich discussion after that, and teachers could really say, okay, this child was not on task, this child was not participating, and maybe because I was just standing at one position in the classroom, I was not moving around, and maybe that's the reason why this child was not doing what it's supposed to do. So after that, it is a cycle, and then after the training, we observe, again we discuss, and then we pick out issues that they need to be trained in, plus also what is in the training manual, and that is what has happened for the past 3 years.
At this time, we believe that interactive learning is also aligned to what the government is leading us to. That is in the new curriculum, where we have the competence-based curriculum. So having an interactive approach, or rather active teaching and learning, we believe that this is also in line with the delivery of the new curriculum that's about to be introduced in a few months to come.
This particular program that is incorporating something that is called active teaching and learning is very important to the way teachers deliver content to the children. So to me, this is a very creative and innovative way that teachers are using to deliver the teaching content to the children.
This is in line with the new curriculum, the reformed curriculum that we're rolling out, where we are saying that the shift should move from the teacher to the learner. It should be learner-centered and no longer teacher-centered.
So the peer learning and peer coaching and mentorship component of this program is really something to appreciate, and you can see the energy that is there running around the teachers.
A program that has been on for 3 years gives you an opportunity to have quite lessons to take home.
We have seen so many benefits because our children are now active in the class, they are the produce of knowledge, and in fact, even in performance, we've seen a lot of improvement.
I want basically to talk on the challenged family, because I'm one of the persons living with disabilities, and I want to say that this program has really catered us, has really accommodated us, including our learners with the disabilities. They are so much excited, they are really encouraged when we apply this method to them.
The results and the way forward from this program should perhaps find their way into the curriculum reform process, because the teachers that have gone through this program are the same teachers that will roll out the competence-based curriculum that is being rolled out nationally by the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development.
Active teaching and learning, we are going to the 21st century. And the 21st century skills really emphasize on problem solving, creative thinking, communication, and decision making. One of the things that we should active learning embraces is the development of those skills. Once you empower the child, you have empowered him to develop all those skills, and that is important for the nation building.
One of the lessons that we have taken in BEQUIP is anytime you're intervening in a school program, for example, or intervening in a school setup, it is very important that every program needs to have leadership training in it, because the head teachers are the drivers of an institution. They are the head of the institution. And if they don't have leadership skills, then you find that your program is likely to have a lot of challenges. Because the schools that had strong leadership, we were able to see again very good results in the classes, with even the teachers and the commitment. And also schools that didn't have leadership again, we could also see the program struggle in the schools.
say that I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed working with you. We became somehow family, friends. We've learned with and from each other. We became a community of learners. And I hope I will still see active teaching and learning going on.
Looking at what we have achieved in these past 3 years, looking at what the teachers have been able to go through, and also looking at what the teachers are doing now, when you compare how they were at the baseline, we find that we have contributed a lot in promoting active teaching and learning. But still there is a lot to be done. And we seek partnership with the Ministry of Education, partnership with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, partnership with the Teacher Service Commission, that we can work as a team to ensure that we are promoting active teaching and learning in our schools. And that way we are going to let our children learn, we are going to let our children express their talents, express their potential, and we are going to let our children realize their goals.